Today we explore the Saqqara pyramid complex. We investigate the quote-unquote boat pits, the Pyramid of Onis, the Southern Tomb, the Pyramid of Djoser,
methane bearing,
and the Pyramid of Userkaf.
River Cartouche. Userkaf.
Let's go.
Welcome back. I'm Lex Levy and this is Ancient Odysseys.
And I'm just taking a look at the configuration of these two pits. It almost looks like there was something above here as well. See, this one goes much higher.
Oh. Oh, we've never been back here.
This is a cavernous shaft. I mean, talking probably at least 30 meters. I can't see the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
Huge.
Okay.
Huge pit.
I did not know this was here.
I never noticed that before.
Cannot see the bottom. Look at
Yeah.
how crumbly it is. And this is the other boat pit?
Correct. That was attached to this so-called boat trip.
Damn. It's elevated.
Obviously, after all this time, hopefully you all agree that these things are not boat pits, or at least they weren't originally. And I've always wanted to do huge block of stone here. And where the hell did this thing come from? It's not. I mean, it's way bigger than the stones that are used in the walls of this enclosure. So how the hell did this thing end up down in here is a pretty good question. Where did it come from?
And it's paved.
And you can see that there's a little notch in the stone here. So originally it was a piece of something else. Yeah, they have paving down in here.
You can see how huge this stone is.
See these two little notches here. Last time we were out here, it's been a while since we've been in Saqqara. It's good to be back. This is another unusual piece here.
Looks like fine limestone.
Yeah, those are two very large pieces of stone that are not compatible with the sizes of the stones used in the enclosure itself. I'll take a look at this over here real quick and then we'll return back to those two little holes. Maybe this was like a section here. All the way across. It's hard to say what is out of place. This is what I want to look at.
Yes.
So adjacent to this, we have that huge pit going down into the bedrock that at the time of operation that most likely connected into the subterranean water table. This thing here. Of course, that's completely filled with trash, but
Do you want a flashlight?
I think I have one in my back.
Oh, here it is.
And we'll have a little.
Is it?
That's to be determined.
Let's see.
It looks like it looks like it goes down.
Take a look from over it.
Yeah.
On the
No,
left.
I can see it.
See this one?
So that was my suspicion, is that those are
There's a stone in the way.
either inlet or outlet. This one looks like an intrusion where they carved into this. Perhaps they found this opening and wanted to see if there was anything else here. This looks like an actual opening. Actually, I don't know about that, because look at how this side is broken here. You can see that there's damage on this side, but this part looks like it's actually, it was cut that way originally, this piece here. Kind of same thing here. This side kind of looks broken off and, chiseled into or whatever, however they did it. This looks like the original face of the stone. It goes back into there. Man, definitely not bow pits. That's some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
It's hot out here today.
It's really cool to be in here.
And this masonry is also a lot different. So there's many layers to the site here in Saqqara, and there's definitely dynastic era activity here. Look at this one. I mean, it's not the right proportions.
No,
How
it's
long and skinny this thing is. If this were for a child that were this width, it would only need to be like half of the depth. So this is, I don't know what the hell these things are for, but I would say almost certainly they are not columns. Guy. Yeah, the proportions of this one specifically don't really make sense.
That second boat pit's elevated.
Yeah,
It's higher.
The second boat pit is higher. You can see that here, that this piece here is higher than the other one. So I don't know, I feel like this whole area here was most likely a much larger structure. areas. And there is a laboratory in the Hathor Temple at Nandara. So I'm just looking here. Okay, so foundation, red quartzite in through here. And there's a ton of megalithic geology in the foundation of this structure.
He wants to show us something.
We can go up there.
Okay. Cool.
So here we have red granite. Here we have red quartzite. Huge pieces of red quartzite here. And here we have some calcite crystals. First topic of discussion.
Quartzite. Quartzite foundation, pink granite column, capital, Pyrostone. Of the ceiling, you can see the stars. This one's different from the others. Alabaster. Of the satellite pyramid. The shaft. satellite pyramid once stood.
Part 2 of the crystal pyramid will be forthcoming, where I explain the remaining mechanisms of operation.
It's really interesting. Oh, this is another granite piece below. It's like a slat, something slid up and down, like a dovetail. Hotep Shamui. Okay, so here are some remaining in situ casings. And you can see the different levels of masonry with the fine casings on the outside, the stepped core with rough-hewn blocks, and then it's backfilled with rubble. Some interesting erosion wear here. And there is an entire labyrinth below the Eastern Temple. This is called the Labyrinth of Hotep Shamui. It's open. This is my husband Geoffrey from the land of Chem. Congratulations to him. 100 Sunday site visits, 100 adventures in Egypt, the UK, England and Ireland, and Japan. Some highly eroded pits on the south side of the Pyramid of Unis. Let's go catch up with Geoffrey. Yella. Been wanting to.
Sporadically open.
Whoa.
Have a ticket.
Alabaster. That's incredible. Conduit? Very small diameter conduit.
Basically impossible. A lot of it is still buried underneath the paving, and a lot of the original blocks have been moved out of place or completely removed from the site.
And then this is the dry moat, right?
Yeah, part of the quote-unquote dry moat.
Huh. There's a conduit. It's a dry moat. Pyramid of Onis.
Masonry that we saw before.
Je voudrais les aider sur aussi, hein, ça savait très bien que ça allait poser.
Going back to this scene here. Quote-unquote Southern Tomb. And this is a massive, not this here, we're entering the subterranean chamber here in just a moment. With a very unusual component, for those of you that haven't seen it, the next world of surprise. But there is something very peculiar about these containers that we don't see in any of the other containers in Egypt. Alright. So also, while we're here, pay attention to the color of the bedrock here. Look at how yellow, white and yellow. It's all the color of sand. Alright, so here we go.
It's open.
So, obviously, these stairs are not an original part of the structure, nor is any of this over here. This is all restoration. These stairs are all modern. There were no stairs leading down into this thing. All right. Here you can see this rectangular bedrock excavated chamber. Down at the bottom, the red granite container. And you can see these, well, it's a single component that has two pieces. And I'll get to why that is the case in just a moment. You can see it. Cigar me. It's almost time
My
to
king.
fire this thing up.
Celebration.
Well, I think we're gonna go inside the step here first.
Yeah, I want you to enjoy it.
And then we'll fire this thing up. Alright, so from here I think you can see that there's two pieces, two wedges that were designed to plug the container. And there is a groove around the two wedges that suggests that something was wrapped around this, and the two pieces were intended to be removed. And those two pieces, when they slid into the hole, would tighten and lock that thing into place. It's a feathered plug, a two-piece feathered plug. Here you can see the rim around one of those. And as I mentioned before, in an episode titled something along the lines of Copper Line Methane Gas Containers, I presented the archaeological report stating that this red granite container, the interior was lined with copper. So here we have a massive copper container. And I believe that the red granite was added to the outside of the copper container to increase pressure resistance. And okay, so these blocks here are also modern. And I always wanted to find out, hey, what it actually looks like on the inside of this thing, and what's below this. So there is a series of tunnels that connect down through this locked door, which is not accessible without private special permission. Do you have a flashlight?
Yes. So this is easier. There you go.
And you can see and this goes down underground.
Let's see.
And then Lex, go stand next.
Think we could get on top?
Now, I will say, thanks to my colleagues at the ISIDA Project, there is some evidence that these stones, these red granite blocks, were actually repurposed from earlier construction.
It's a finished edge.
So some of them have very unusual, so like we saw in the laboratory temple, you know, there's these housings and male-female pieces. So there is some evidence, not only on this one, but also on the primary container inside the step pyramid, that these actually may have been repurposed from older stuff. Because there's unusual housings that are cut into these that are not compatible with their utilization in the container itself. Another thing that has always been a point of contention regarding these containers. So clearly, they had the ability to make huge single pieces of you see it in the surrounding homes, the containers outside the surrounding are, you know, maybe not as tall, but certainly as big. So they certainly had the capability of making these single pieces. So it's always kind of puzzled me why this was done in separate pieces. So that is certainly one.
This is all restoration here.
All across the ancient world, Greece, all over the Middle East. They were specifically relevant to the Zoroastrian religion, where these sacred flames coming up out of the ground were actually seeps of methane gas
Urea.
that were leaking out from subterranean bedrock deposits. And a lot of these methane seeps were ignited by lightning. Of course, always going back to the power source and the connection between lightning and this ancient chemistry technology. And you can see the cobra heads here. Again, I truly believe that the snake, the Japanese dragon, the South American deity, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, all of these are connected to ancient lightning deities that are also always connected to fertilization. These things go hand in hand: lightning, rain, and agricultural fertilizer. So here in the southern court, alright, so the important thing
I'm
to
short
remember
enough.
is that this entrance is not an original part of the structure. This is an excavation that was supposedly done by the Persians that will lead us to the top of the central rectangular bedrock excavated chamber.
Shorty.
Yeah, I can't stand up all the way or I'll scrape my head again. I've left my scalp inside numerous different pyramid structures in Egypt.
And leave your mark.
Okay, and you can already see it into here. Do you have the flashlight?
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Okay, so again, remember I said, remember the comparison of the color of the bedrock. Look at this. Remember how yellow and sand color the bedrock was in the southern tomb?
Oh, you're so right.
Look at the color of the bedrock down in here. Same color. Black color is indicative of the decayed organic material that is permeating this bedrock. This looks exactly like the cap of a bedrock methane deposit. I've shown numerous comparisons of geological investigations of methane-bearing bedrock, and that is exactly what this material looks like down here inside the primary chamber of the step pyramid. There are areas where there's soot. We get comparison. This black material coming up out of here, that is soot. The rest of this is the color of the bedrock down here. And let's take a look down here. Turn the flashlight off.
Yeah.
You stick that back in the
You bet.
Again, looking down.
looks like a pit.
For those of you on the members only channel, I'm sure you already have an idea of why I am interested in this black basalt caving. As discussed recently regarding the Geoffrey Plateau lightning storm generator system.
Wow.
And I recently discovered, kind of stumbled across some huge new revelations regarding the function of the black basalt temple. Remember from our previous episodes and discussions regarding the properties of black basalt being directly related to heat storage. Thermal insulation heat storage material. And there are very few pyramid structures being built that have the black basalt temple form. At Giza, Pyramid of Layman. That I'll show here in just a moment, that is directly connected to the pyramid itself. Exactly like what we find at the pyramid of Djoser in Abu Sir. That red quartzite conduit that connects into the red quartzite collection hole. That exact same configuration is also at the pyramid of Userkaf. Of a conduit network this core. So we talked about the properties, thermal insulating, heat storage properties of black basalt regarding the function of the temple adjacent to Djoser being for the prevention of coagulation while it's flowing beneath the black basalt temple. But as always with these systems, each component has a variety of applications. As I walk and talk here,
Here for cartouche. Userkaf. Userkaf. Who the pyramid is attributed to.
here. Also this is in the exact same configuration as the conduit system at the pyramid of Djoser and Abu Sir, where the red quartzite conduit system runs through the Eastern Temple, below the floor, leading into the collection vault. Unfortunately here, we have no idea where this went originally.
That was amazing.
Actually, Alexa's first vacation to Egypt before she decided to move here.
It's true.
You can see this formation as well. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there is that may just be compacted sand, but there's certainly a groove here between these that may also be a channel system.
Oh, you're right. Oranges. I don't think we went back here last time. Break over here. There's some decorative carvings. Babe! Geoffrey! Babe! I found some more. Oh, it looks like conduit. Oh, yes. Four. Arba.
So you can see this one here intact. There would have been another one here, and then two more of these massive internal chevrons at the top of this chamber.
Here, go stand under it.
Which to me is not indicative of withstanding pressure from above, but rather containing pressure from inside. What do you want me to do? Stand.
Yeah, let me get a picture of you.
These are very similar.
Huge and colossal. Okay. satellite pyramid to the pyramid of Userkaf. Same direction.
This one has an unusual circular feature here that leads into the conduit.
This concludes our expedition to the Saqqara Pyramid Complex. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to all of our channels, Ancient Odysseys, The Land of Chem, and Let's Go with Lex and G. Links in the video description below. And please become a member to see exclusive content. Never stop exploring.